Hi, how's everybody doing? Hello to the replay viewers. And I'm just going to go ahead and get started for the replay viewers because there's nothing worse than watching a live and then you're just kind of hanging in there. But you can always feel free to just fast forward or speed up on the settings and yeah, do your thing. But I am going to do some journal cards. And I recently acquired these math edition flash cards. So when I opened them up after I bought them, because they were taped shut, I found out that they are shiny. And I'm not a big fan of the shine factor. So I think I was sitting here thinking, okay, what can I do with them, but still have the flashcard kind of a feel, kind of a look. They are also white. Hey, Terry, did you get your happy mail from me? My friend got hers. So, yeah. Anyway, what you're going to need for this is, if you're playing along, which I hope you're playing along. Oh, you did? Awesome. Are some flashcards. Oh, no, seriously? Wow, that's interesting because she lives in Jacksonville. So I thought for sure you guys would have gotten them the same time. I mailed them out the same day. That's really weird. You'll need some flashcards, whether you want shiny or not, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use some tissue paper. So I have some various things. I even have some from the lovely UK that I picked up when I went and shopped at the Cat Kitten store. I saved the tissue paper. They wrapped my stuff in. And then I've been hoarding it since 2015. I'm just saying. Then I have a bunch of summery kind of napkins, and I have a birthday one. And so we're going to be doing napkins. We're going to be doing tissue paper. I love using the golden matte medium. It's one of my favorite. It's a polymer emulsion, and it's not gritty. So if you want to paint or watercolor afterward, it doesn't leave kind of like a grit. And then the other one, I'm just going to use it up. This was in my camper from home. I hope it's not dried out. I haven't even checked it. This was in my camper for like 2.5 years. I was taking my travel kit out. And then you'll need some buttons. So I have just lovely little array. You will need a pokey tool, some kind of brush. I'm using a foam brush because, yeah, I'm just using a foam brush. But you can use a regular brush if you want. And then I've got a whole thing of floss, embroidery floss down by my feet. And that's going to be all you're going to need. So I think I'm going to try this. And I have a friend of mine that showed me this really neat trick that you do with your hand lotion. But I'm going to try it with this. So you take the top like that, and then you can access it. But then when you're done, you can still tuck this inside of there. So, but you can get so much more out of it if you do that. There's like, you would think this was empty, but it has probably enough to do 3 or 4 flashcards. And let's see, I am on a silicone mat because it's just easier for me to clean. And I'm going to work on a couple of these at one time. Now, I'm going to probably use some sanding. Where's my sanding tool? Well, there's that. Oh, here. And I'll probably just lightly sand my card down. You don't have to. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do one without, and I'm going to do one with. But the matte medium, this golden matte medium, grabs the slick. So I'm just a big fan. Been using it for decades, but I'm going to lightly sand. It's going to scratch up the numbers. That's the only reason why I don't really want to do that, because I know this stuff, but not everybody has the matte gel medium, and I've never done glue stick on something shiny, so I don't know. But here goes. We're just going to take some of this and put it on. Oh, you know what I was going to use? I had some of the deli paper that I had a jelly plate session, and it's just sitting on my, oh, this is a funky sponge brush. It's like really floppy. How about we do some pretty summer flowers? Yes. I love the Tim Holtz matte medium. It's one of my go-tos also, but this, you know, it doesn't come in a major, huge bottle, and I knew this was going to be a big project. And I usually will save his matte medium for when I'm doing using his products, because I know it all works so well. But you can see the numbers still behind it. Now I'm going to do it without sanding. It should work. I think the Walmart guy, delivery guy is here. I had to order some stuff from. Okay, so not gonna lie, even though some things you can only get, and I call it Joy Mart, I don't call it Walmart normally. So I had to order from them, and I'll just throw on like toilet paper or paper towel to get it up to the free shipping, because I do not enjoy going into the store. It seems like now I'm just going to set this aside and wait till it dries, and we'll move on. And I'll probably do 2 of each. I'm trying to do some summery things, and then I have a couple other projects I'm working on. So are you going to work along with me, or what are you doing today? I love the cat kitten. Oh my goodness. I'm using it because if I don't use it, I watched this video this morning that came up in my feed. I'd never seen her before. And it was a 73-year-old woman, and it was her daughter was helping her clean out however many decades of craft supplies. And it just reminded me so much of my mother. Oh, except my mother didn't have that much. Okay. Okay. Get your dinner in the oven. Feed your hubby. I'm going to do it on the 3 numbered side, because the 2 numbered side there's a lot of journaling space on that one. So I think I'm going to do that. And I don't like so, because it's very flip-floppy. So I'm going to cut it. And if I cut it at an angle, it should work fine. Oh, getting back to the video. Sorry, kind of squirreled there. So I was watching that video, and I felt so bad for the lady. I mean, the daughter was helping her clean, you know, apparently they had some kind of water leak, in the basement where her craft room was like in this one little room, which was so crazy. They had this huge basement, not even used, and then it had a fireplace, and then she was shoved back in this little hole of a room. And so I was so glad to see that they had to pull everything out of that room and move her craft room into the big room in the basement. Cause I'm like, there's no furniture in there. So it'd be perfect. But I was just missing my mother when I was watching it because she had all kinds of stuff. She did some craft fairs. My mother never did craft fairs, but she did some craft fairs. And so she was a card maker, and she had like, she said, if Michael's had it, I have it. And it was like, I'm like, Michael's needs to sponsor her. I wish I knew somebody at Michael's. Because it was just really sweet, and and her daughter was making her get rid of things, and so as crafters, like if you've been crafting for any period of time, you do a lot of stuff, and I am like my mother in that aspect of oh, you know what, this tissue paper is shiny on one side, so I think I'm gonna flip it over to the non-shiny side. Ooh, I love that. All right. And so I don't know. It was really sweet. My mother was all over the place because she wouldn't sell her stuff, but she always wanted to make us something for like Christmas and our birthdays. And so she got into jewelry making. And when she got older and she couldn't stand for that long period of time, then she got into knitting, and she was knitting us scarves and hats. And then she was doing more practical things like Swiffer covers, which I still use to this day. I have a bunch of them. And so anyway, it was just really sweet to watch. And she had all her little cards on display, and so she made cards, and my mother made cards for a while and had all her stamps. But my mother never had a dedicated craft room. She would just store stuff under her bed, and I don't know what that is. Somebody's calling me. So it was. No, yeah, I don't feel like they're empathetic either. It was a little hard to watch that because if you're not a crafter, or especially if you're a child that felt neglected because your parent was a crafter, like, I don't know, she seemed to be pretty into it. She had a huge room full of stuff and everything, and she did not seem to be empathetic at all. She was just overwhelmed, and she had her son out there, and they were going to have like a barn sale of all this stuff. And so she's not a crafter. And if you're not a crafter, you don't understand, like, especially if you've been crafting for a long period of time, because you acquire stuff. And then in the junk journal community, forget about it. You do everything, right? You use, like, look, I'm doing mixed media. So you do mixed media, and you have, like, you go to a lot of estate sales, and you go to a lot of yard sales, and you collect all the ephemera, and then, and kind of get in that stage of collecting and not using. So now, fortunately, we have live sales. Thank you, YouTube. We can do live sales, which I'm getting ready right now. I'm putting stuff away because my friend wants to do, she's the one that gave me all that vintage fabric, and she's taking care of her mother right now who's not feeling very well. And so she wants to do her vintage fabric. And then I have another friend who wants to do a live sale with me. And okay, I need to turn my phone off. Oh, yep, that was my delivery out front from Joy Mart. So that's gonna be fun. Hi, Susie, welcome. You're because I'm using this platform, there is a little bit of a lag, so I'm not ignoring you. I just don't see people when they come in right away. Susie, are you crafting? Terry said she's getting dinner for her and her husband, and she's going to do some crafting later. And I have these shiny cards, so I'm going to take the shine off. And I have tons of tissue paper, decorative tissue paper that I have had, oh my gosh, sitting around forever. And I've been hoarding it, using it sparingly. And this year is my year. 2016, my sister and I did this whole thing called 2016 Come Clean. And it was Scrappy Camper Sisters. And we wrote an ebook. And we did a whole year, and every month you had a project of an area of your craft room that you had to organize. You had time, it was like time things. And anyway, it was a lot of fun. And but I have now since moved since that craft room. So nice. So anyway, my craft room needs organizing, and my stuff needs to be gone through, and I need to start to decide what I'm going to do with all these books. Fortunately, I am a book lover. I love all books, and I cannot possibly in my lifetime create that many junk journals, because I know me, I'm not a fast crafter. Even though I did that 75-minute challenge, I'm not a fast crafter. So, and I'm not a big mass maker. So the fact that I'm sitting here doing these journaling cards today, this is so not me, because I'm not a big mass maker like ahead of time. I usually just kind of craft for my project, but I do have some summer things planned. And I thought, you know what? Now's a good time to use some of my tissue paper. I love this tissue paper. This is so much fun right now. But yeah, it just reminded me of my mother. She was a card maker there at the end. And when my mother passed, it was really difficult to then go through all her stuff, because I know it was her happy. It just made her happy. And she made all kinds of things for her friends and over the years, and her grandchildren. And so my sister and I, we put some things away for her grandchildren to have when they start setting up their homes, because my mother, like I said, she made dishcloths and Swiffer covers. And so what were they working on today, or were they just kind of chatting? Margaret's been showing some awesome thrift hauls. That's for sure. And I'm going to be so proud of myself that I don't have this half-used up Jane Davenport matte medium. We'll see if it works, because all right, I think I can get 2 more if I turn it, because it's been sitting in my camper in my Go Craft bag for probably, I say 2 years, but I'm going to say it's probably been out there longer, because I haven't camped in 2 years since my mother passed. Yeah, I'm going to do some napkins next. I'm just doing tissue paper because it's on the top and it's big and I want to get it off my table. before I do the napkin deal. But yeah, you can do this with napkins. I'm going to do some with napkins. And then when I'm done, I'm going to show you one of my thoughts to do with these. And I don't have the setup for sewing machine like thing where I can videotape with sewing machine and do this live. So I'll just tell you what I'm going to do, and then and then if you want to do it, you can. Because, and then I can always, I'll post something on my community page about how it turned out. How's that? Okay. This is what it costs. This is what it looks like when you use it up, people. Use it up. Down to the very last drop. Okay. You can go over the top if you want. I'm not going to because I mean, I don't know if I want to do some watercoloring yet or some stamping or something, so I might just wait. I could always go back in with crayons, I guess, the Tim Holtz crayons if I do that. Okay, that's that one. I've got 2 more tissue papers. Look at this. Is this not cute? I got it in, I don't know. Do you guys ever, I think I got it in my, in with some shoes that I bought. Shoes or a purse, or maybe this was from Kiki K, but it doesn't have Kiki K on it. So, but I've had this thing, oh my goodness, forever. So, and I have not used it. And I think, oh yeah, it was from Kiki K. Oh my goodness, from Planner Days. Well, I still do. I still do planning. Okay. Just chatting and talking about her new schedule. She has a bad back. I know, I heard, and is going to cut down on 2 videos a week. She's going to cut down to 2 videos a week. 2 videos a week. That's a lot of work. Tony's laugh is just hysterical. Aw. Oh, you did. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's hard. Thank you. Well, let's see. Yeah, my mother passed in 2022. It seems like yesterday. It really does. Okay. So I finished it. Yay. That is matte medium down right there. Now the golden matte medium is very fluid, so it's unlike the Jane Davenport, which is a little more creamy. So you have to work a little bit faster getting it on and then putting your paper down. Oh my goodness, this is cute. Cute tissue paper. Okay, so look inside when you get shoes. Shoes have cute stuff. Oh, I just bought a shirt. I bought some shirts from Vineyard Vine, I think it's called. And the guy wrapped my oh, I need to go get that. I should go get that. It's so cute. The gift wrap. It'd be really cute for this project. Okay, let me finish this one and then I'll go run and get it. It's just in the closet. He gave me the cutest wrap. He put the cutest tissue paper around my around my shirt. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. For the summer, it's anchors and whales. It's adorable. Because you know their logo is a little whale, so it's cute. Good stick. Whatever I can't get a stick. Did I just rip that one? Or did I already have a tear? It's all right. Let's see. Take a little piece from here and I'm going to patch it. I must have gone too rough with my hand. Right there. Just going to patch. Alrighty. So let me put this over here with those. I gotta go get that tissue paper because it is so cute. That's my lid for now. Aww. She was your Google. Oh, that's so cute. I'm so sorry, Susie. All right, I'm gonna be right back. It's gonna take me 2 seconds if I take my slippers off. If I run with my slippers on, it'll take me it could take me an hour because I might fall. So hold on 1 second. Okay, I had to get my Joy Mart order off the front porch. What's your weather like, you guys? It's pretty warm here today. It's in the 80s, I think. We were so spoiled the last couple of days because it's been. See, isn't this cute? It's gingham in Wales. Oh, I love it. I love when stores. Actually, it really smells nice too. I love when stores give away tissue in their stuff that doesn't have their name all over it. Unless, I guess, if you're going to use it in a. It'll be cute for a summer journal. 70s in New Jersey. I think it's in the 80s here. But you know what? The sun is hot. It's not bad in the shade. So I have like I have a eastern exposure, so I get the sunrise, but the sunrise is on the corner of my deck. So the sunrise is north. I mean, I'm sorry, the sunrise is southeast and then goes across my house diagonally. So I never get direct hot sun into the house, which is really nice because I have tons of windows. And but that sun is so hot. I was out working in the yard yesterday. I had to mow, and I live on an acre, and I live on a hill, like a steep hill on a lake. And my house kind of sits toward the bottom, closer to the lake. And so, but I have to mow the whole thing, and I only have a push mower, and it has it's self-propelled, but it's electric, so it only does. I can only get half the yard done in a day because I have to recharge battery. And even though I could go buy another battery, I don't want to go get another battery because I tend to push myself too hard. And I know if I go and get another battery, I will probably exhaust myself. Because it is hard work, even though it's self-propelled on a hill, it's hard work. And I don't want to get stuck down at the bottom, you know, so I try to, I try to like do a lot of the work myself. It's a good workout. I feel like it's going to just keep me fit longer. I haven't lost 1 pound doing it, but since I moved in. And you would think by adding that, all the gardening I have to do, weed whacking, and oh my gosh, I don't know. Eventually, I don't know. I mean, I have a friend, she's 81. She does all her own yard work still. So, and you know, I'm sitting here thinking, can I do this at 81? But I guess if you continue doing it, I guess you can do it to in your 80s, you know, as long as you're healthy. But the heat thing, it's the heat thing that's hard. So, you know what I like about using the tissue paper is that you don't get as many wrinkles as you do with the napkins. That's the one nice thing about using tissue paper. Look at the little whale tail. So, oh, I live in Mississippi. I live in right outside of Memphis. So it's really lovely. I live on a smaller lake. There's only 50 homes on this lake. It's a no wake lake, you know, and we stock it with fish. So it's good fishing, but you have to have a pass, or a person living here has to like give you their pass, like, and you come in as a guest. But it is really nice. Yep. It's been a dream. I lived on a lake for about 9 months while I was waiting for a house, and my friends let me live in their home. That was back in like 2010, and I've always wanted to live on the lake again because I'm just like a water person. I don't really care for the bugs that much. There's a lot of bugs. Okay, I'm breaking out the 7 gypsies. Aren't you proud of me? Like, what? Come on. I've had this stuff. Look, it's like brand new. I've had this 7 gypsy tissue paper. Oh my goodness. When did 7 gypsies come out with their tissue paper? Like 1999, something like that. Oh my goodness. I'm proud of myself. I'm using it. All right. Hi, Susan. How are you? I'm going to challenge everybody in here who watches the replay to go get something that you hoard, that you love, and you've never used because you never thought you could ever get it again, which now, you know, we can't get 7 gypsies anymore, but so I want you to get it out and I want you to use it. And then post in my community page that you actually got something out and you're, oh, what am I doing? I need to do it on here. And you're using it. That would be my 7 gypsies and some of this tissue paper that I have been hoarding, like the Kiki K paper and the Cat Kitson paper. I mean, what good is it? Just sitting in a bin. So. Oh, okay. Oh, good. I'm going to have to watch it. Is it going up tonight? You did great with Hazel the other night, by the way. That was very good. I've been enjoying the series. I enjoyed being interviewed by her and getting to know her, you know, because you kind of get to know her more especially before, you know, in the green room kind of a thing, when you first go in, before you start, it was fun. All right, so that's gonna be my tissue. I'm sure it's already. Oh, thanks, Susie. It's a little unnerving. I'm not gonna lie, it's unnerving. I mean, I've done a lot of in front of the camera work, but because I was in film and TV for for a while, but it definitely is unnerving. Okay, so now I've got these 3 napkins I'm gonna do, and then the other ones should be dry, and we can play with the ones that I did. So, and in the meantime, if you have any kind of acetate-y stuff like page protector or something like that that's clear, you're going to want to get that out. Also a pokey tool, needle and threads, and some buttons. Or brads, or like decorative brads would work too. Okay, wow. Hey, I could do 6 of them with these things. That's cool. Who made these? You actually get 6 on it. Not the, the one. But I really just want the bicycle. So, tape. Hi, Carrie. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you showed up. Now we can all start. You're right on time. I save these because I stamp on them with archival ink. Just saying. Okay. These must only be 1 ply. I don't feel like there's another ply. Yeah, there's not. Okay. So, Carrie, are you doing Hazel's thing? Are you going to do Hazel's heart to heart with Hazel? Are you scheduled? Hey, if anybody can do it, if I did it, sicker than a dog. I was so sick that night, but I had committed. And I'm the kind of person that, oh, you haven't scheduled it yet. Okay, good. I'm glad you're going to do it. And so, like, if I could do it that sick, and I was so sick, I didn't have any voice. If I laughed, I sounded like Minnie Mouse. It was, but if I do let my yes be yes and my no be no, and I committed, and I didn't, and because I'd woken up that morning sick, I didn't want to let her down, and and then how was she going to schedule somebody at the last minute, So anyway, so I did it. So if I can do it sick, you guys can do it. You guys can do it if she asks you. Just saying. I'm just saying. You know what? I think I'm going to tip it over because I think I want to get, but I'm not going to get all the words on, so it's all right. As long as I get most of that. Now, if you just, when you do a napkin, if you don't rub and you push, you won't get as many wrinkles. So, and you won't tear. That's a little trick there for you. So just push the napkin down into the matte medium, and you will see Okay, hold on, let me do this one. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you push, even though, I'm sorry, I'm not having an earthquake. But can you see how I don't have any wrinkles? It's very smooth. And I mean, I like the wrinkles if I'm doing mixed media. So if I'm going to do ink and stuff, you know, but I'm not doing that with these. I don't think. I might. I have no idea. All right, I'm going to set that aside. I got 2 more, and then we are going to zhuzh these babies up. The other thing is that when you're done, if you want to write on the shiny side, if you hit it with matte medium, you'll be able to keep it clear and keep it like this, and you'll be able to write on it. If you don't do the matte medium on the other side, you can use a Sharpie or Slick Writer. And before I put that on there, because my air just kicked in. So I just bought these. They're sitting on my table, and that's why I'm using them. I did not pay this price for them. I went to the Goodwill bins. I just uploaded my video. I don't know. I think it's airing tomorrow. Well, I have one today. But oh my gosh, guys, I went to the best estate sale. Now, that video, I have not. How much matte medium put on a light coat? Yes, I'm just doing a light coat. I'm just doing a light coat. And I'm not, yeah, just enough to saturate it, but not crazy. Just enough for the matte medium to be wet. But anyway, I went, oh my goodness. I have not uploaded that. Wait until you see my button boxes that I got. Oh, I could not believe it. I could not believe it. One was $15 and one was $8. I bought the $8. I got in the car and I went with a friend. I went with a guy friend because I needed his truck. And so, and then I bought the $8 tin. And then then we drove off and I'm like, you know what? I really should go back and get that big tin because I don't know. I just had this feeling like I should go get it. And so I went back in, and the lady up in that room where all the sewing kind of stuff was, not really sewing, it was more like stuff from the attic. She was so darling. And she's like, I'm so glad you're getting this. And I've just been sitting here with this tin and hoping someone will buy it because she said it's full of old buttons. And I was like, I tried not to act all excited because it was only $15. Okay, seriously, I cannot. Why is this not picking up this? Why is it not picking this up? Man, the second layer does not want to give up the ghost. Why? Why? So I bought it. And that is my guy friend. He's super nice. He turned around, drove back. We were already like a mile down the road. And I'm like, okay, I think I need to go get it. He's like, why didn't you just get it when you saw it? And I'm like, because it was $15. Okay, seriously. And then he goes, because he's a widower, and he and his wife, they used to do a lot of they did more antiques, and they had like a booth at one of the local places, and their parents owned an antique shop, and so they were big into that. I'm going to assume this is going to be see-through. I cannot for the life of me. I don't know why these are not working. So I'm not going to spend one more minute on this thing. Those, I'm just going to end up using them. They're good, really good quality. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the problem. Okay. Happy birthday. Yeah, you can use matte medium. I mean, you can use Mod Podge. I'm not a real big fan of Mod Podge because I live in a humid area and I have a lot of humidity. So over time it gets sticky. Some people don't mind that stick. I myself love golden medium. It's a polymer emulsion, so it's a different scientific thing. So I don't know how to you actually use it. Okay, so it's an acrylic. This one is an acrylic polymer dispersion, and it increases film strength. Useful as a translucent ground. Dried film has a translucent wax-like appearance. Dried film has excellent flexibility, water and UV resistance. Minimum film formation at a temperature is 49 degrees. I don't know what that has to do with anything. So this golden is a artist grade, where Mod Podge is crafter grade, and there is a difference when you use it. But you know, if you're just junk journaling and you don't live in a humid climate, use the Mod Podge. So I don't think my happy birthday is going to happen that way. I'm going to have to do my happy birthday this way. Yep. But the good thing about the gold matte medium is you do not have to sand before you put it on a slick surface. It will stick, which is awesome. Okay. So I didn't put too much on, just enough to wet the card and make the napkin stick. And again, if you don't like the wrinkles, press it with your hand. And when you press with your hand, you're less likely to tear the napkin. Now my air conditioning is blowing down on my table, so the problem with that is it may be drying out kind of at the corners a little bit. One more, and then we will transform these little babies. So let me see. I'll see if I can show you how much I put on. Just enough to make it glossy, right? But not where it's dripping by any means, because then you just want it enough to make the napkin stick and you're less likely to tear. You don't need a whole lot of this. Let's see, I'm going to go in here. So press, press, press. Don't rub. Okay, gesso is not unless you have a translucent, a clear gesso. You could use clear gesso, but gesso, if it's white gesso, no, because it's not translucent. So there went your it would just cover up the flashcard. I do have gesso here. I have an artist grade gesso. So it's a surface primer, and this one is an acrylic. It's a Daler Rowney, and the thing about this is that it is not. It's white, and see, you can't see through it. So as soon as I would put it on a flashcard, it's going to turn white. And then when I go to put this on, it's going to make this be, if I use it like a glue, it's not going to make my napkin transparent anymore. It's going to make it white. The white will go through. Yeah, so there's that. But if you have a clear gesso, you could do it with a clear gesso. That would be fine. I think you still would need to put some kind of matte medium over top of it. Oh, he's just Gumby's been on my. I always have somebody on my table with me. The other night I had Betty Rubble, and now I have him, and I have look. Anybody know what cartoon he's from? Okay, so let me go back to some of the earlier ones we just did because they're probably dry by now. That was the first one. It feels kind of dry. I need to let these dry. Yes. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Terry. Oh my gosh. I picked him up the other day. I don't think this works anymore, the laser. I'll have to see. My guy friend, he's a engineer, so he could probably figure out how to fix that. He fixed my talking Charlie Brown. I bought a Charlie Brown that talked. All right, so let's pull this off. And I'm going to use my sander to pull this off. But you can just tear it or use your scissors to cut around. Ah! Whoop. I pressed too hard. Oh no, my sanding thing came off. Okay, forget it. I can tear it. Oh, you know what works too for tearing is a sorry, I'm not looking at the chat because I'm looking for a water brush. So a water brush, especially with napkins, help you tear. But this is tissue paper. All right, I'm getting out scissors. I don't want to mess with this. So it's not good to have, when I was designing my room here, they didn't talk to me about where to put the air conditioning vents. So it blows like a a mighty wind rushing in, like the York peppermint patty lady. Oh my goodness, over my table and dries everything out. So I'm gonna just keep all my scraps like I have a basket I throw my scraps in down underneath my desk for now. And I missed a little spot. So what happens is my stuff dries out really fast, way faster than way fast. Okay. There is that. And sorry, I have like a really obnoxious ice cream. I wish it was an ice cream maker. It's an ice cube maker. And you know what I need to do before I put this on? Because I'm not going to use this right now. It's an ice cube maker, but it's super loud because I do not have a what do you call it? I don't have a filter on my house because yet I want to get one that takes out the chlorine. The city, for some reason, I have no idea why they just, this morning I woke up, every now and then I can just smell a real high content of chlorine in my water. So on those days, like I won't even boil with it. It's like crazy. And I just take a little bit of petroleum jelly and I just put it on the inside rim of my cap. And then I put it on the inside top rim, not inside the jar, but just on the outside. And then that way your lid will not stick and it will come off when you want it to come off. Anyway, so I have ice cream. I got ice cream on the brain. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh my goodness. I got a lot. I got a lot of these cards. I got a lot of cards. There's like a lot of them in there. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Well, so I'm going to stitch some little buttons on first. Let me put my little sponge brush away because after I'm done doing a live, I'm going to sit and probably do some more of these. Okay. Let me wash my hand. I have gesso all over it. Yeah, so let's see. I have some of this that I'm gonna use. Oops, sorry. I'm shaking the table. I gotta put it over here. I didn't bring it over. But get some of that. Some kind of something. Those are like what do you call them? Report covers that I thrifted. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to stitch a little pocket here, and that way you could tuck stuff in it, or you could put it on the back, or I could put it on the back and then you could tuck something in here. So that is what I'm going to do there. But first, before I do that, I want to put on some buttons. These little fun buttons out. Ooh, I got flowers. Let's see, that rosy color is cute. What else is in here? I think I took all the green ones already. I have a yellow, green and yellow. There's no blue. Green, yellow. I took all the reds. I'm not going to even see white on there, but oh, I guess so if I put it over there. All right, I'm going to do that. And then I also have a whole thing of labels. And look whose labels are on the top. I got Carrie's labels from her Happy Mail. I have those labels on the top. They're so much fun. You know what? One of these, because it's blue, it'll be really cute on that the Vineyard Vine tissue that I did. Where is that one? I think it'll be cute on there. I think. Yeah, look how cute that's gonna be. Can you even see that? Yeah. Adorbs. Okay, what's Gary doing? You're working on your, I saw your Aldi bag journal. Yes. Very cute. I did not comment because I was sitting down on I was watching it on television. And so I'm one of those guilty people that watch on TV. I try to get my phone out when I'm watching it on television. Okay, I've got that. I've got some of these labels. Okay, but I need something that goes with the yellow. Oh, this is cute right here from the kitchen, and it's got like a little chicken. I've got a little strawberry one too. Maybe I'll do that one. And now these are ancient, so I'm gonna have to stick these down with glue stick and get rid of that. Put this over here. Yeah, that's true. But you know, still, I usually go back and I will write something down. And then somebody said, and I forgot yesterday, they were like, oh, you should keep a little notepad next to the chair that you're sitting, you watch TV on, and then make notes to go back and leave your thoughts down there. So I thought, okay, well, that's a good idea. I think I'm going to put this on here. Do I want to use the whole thing? Yeah, I think I will. Cause I kind of like it where it kind of comes off, so that's cute. All right. Oh, no, that might stick. All right, then that one, that one. We're doing this little tiny one, and then the white. But now that I did that reddish color, oh my goodness, I need a different red. I need some red buttons. And you know what? I've got thousands of buttons, but are they here? No. So, all right, we're just gonna stitch those babies on. And I'm gonna use some green, I think, or maybe I'll just use the red. And usually I have all of my needles threaded with a bunch of colors, and I'll sit and do that after a session when I use them. And I did not do it this last go round, so now I'm paying for it because now while I'm filming I have to thread my needle, people, unless I use black. Hi Gigi, nice to see you. Aww. I enjoyed your yes, I agree, Terry. She did awesome with Hazel. It was lovely to put a face to your voice. I love your accent. I know you didn't think you have one, but you have a little bit one. I'm one of the ones that thought you had a Portuguese accent, so or that you taught Portuguese. Okay, now I gotta find one that actually goes through. Yes, that one goes through. Does that go through the little ones? Yep. Alrighty. I thought Hazel was so funny when you said you go out and you work out. And I am with you on that. Going to the gym, you know, and doing it at home. I find that I work out at home way more than when I had a gym membership. Okay, so I need to thread this through, and I think I've got a needle threader thing. I do. Excuse my hands, but the gesso did not come off. Gesso is my nemesis. I'm just saying. Yeah. I watch a lot of stuff. I watch a lot of stuff on the television, so I usually have to go back. Oh, okay, so that was Gigi that said that. It wasn't Hazel, or was it Hazel? It was Gigi that said it? I couldn't remember. Oh, okay. But I thought that was so smart. Yeah, because Gigi, said she watches it when she's on the treadmill. Yep. Here I'm telling you to get out the pokey tool. Now I can't find what I did with my pokey tool. I'm afraid. I'm just gonna. So I'm just poking holes for my threads. so I can stitch these on, and my needle goes through. I'm gonna put my knot under the button because I want to be able to, whoops, well, that wasn't very smart. Well, that wasn't very smart. Ah, okay, I think I have to, these scissors are not sharp. I think I'm going to have to put a little bit of glue stick. You were nervous? You didn't seem nervous. Not at all. But I know we were all talking about you need to cook for us. Everybody was talking about how they love Mexican fare. Alrighty, I'm just gonna glue this to the back of the button so it doesn't go through. I'll get it. We'll get it when I come around. I'm going to catch that knot. I thought she did great. But I was thinking about you yesterday when I was out going to an estate sale. And I heard your little voice in my head going, I have so much stuff, I've got to get rid of it. Oh my goodness. I like options. That's my problem. I have to have options. Like, I really feel like they're my friend. But see, I have an overflow room and I don't have a spouse. So I have an extra room over my garage that no one sees. No one even knows it's there because the staircase is in the garage, not in the house. And that is my little like storeroom. So my craft room, when people come over, they think it's all neat and look how organized you are. And then what they don't know is I've got my little crafty store upstairs. So there's that. Now you all know my secret. Secret's out. Yellow. Didn't I just have a little white button? How can things just disappear off your desk? Well, yeah, now you know. 2 cucumbers. The secret's out. Yeah, that room, it's small, but I went to the Goodwill bins like every day for a couple of months. I would just stop in and see if they had any bookcases. So it is ceiling to floor, bookcases wall to wall, and I store, and then I've got one floor to ceiling wall of movable shelving. I'm a huge fan of that movable repositionable shelving that you hang on the wall. Of course, it's shelving, you hang it on the wall. Okay. And then I have all like my vintage, I got a ton of vintage suitcases, and that's full of stuff. They're all open on the shelves, and I have like, oh, I'll do a tour one day, I think, after I get it organized. Alrighty, so I've got these little buttons on there, the little label, and now I'm gonna put that plastic stuff on here. I'm gonna do it on the front because I want it to be see-through. So the whole time I was in there shopping, I was thinking, oh, I get you, Gigi. Okay, it's in your guest room. You got overflow in the guest room. Right now, I've got overflow in the guest room because I'm going to do a live sale with my friend that has all that vintage fabric. So I'm doing like books and trims and things like that, and she's doing all her vintage fabric because I'm going to help her sell her vintage fabric. Oh my gosh, she's the one I did that spring swap with. Let me go in and trim after. Okay, so you can either put this stuff on the front or you can stitch it on the back. Now I do have thread here, so I think what I'll end up doing is putting some, I'll probably put a flower there or something a little bit. I think maybe I'll put like a little flower there. But I gotcha. So right now, if my friend's coming, well, I've got a whole house full of people coming for July 4th because my community does fireworks on the 4th on the lake. And so I'm having a big cookout, and yeah, so that room, I'll definitely be doing the live sale before July 4th. So because they haven't seen none of these people have seen my house except for maybe 2 people. And I know they're going to want like a house tour. And I mean, the house tour takes 10 minutes, or 2 minutes. They're not getting a tour though of my crafty storeroom. That's all. I'm not going to tell them about that. I'm being like, look at my studio. And then they're all like, oh my gosh, you have so much stuff. Even though it's all pretty much put away, and I have more, what I have of out in my studio is inspiration. So I have a lot of like vintage things. Like I have like a whole little quad of vintage peanut stuff and Little House on the Prairie things and Partridge Family things. Yeah, I've got, yeah. Then I have my collection of staplers, which I have 100, probably 100 staplers. So that's all up on these shelves. But they're all that stuff's hung up over the doors and on a skinny little, on like a small little 6-inch shelf. And then I hid the shelf with vintage because I love, I was collecting vintage yardsticks. So on all the edging of the shelf, it's all vintage yardsticks. Yeah, so it's really cute, but people come in and they're like, oh my, it's like a museum. Anyway. All right, so I'm going to stitch this. Now the trick is, you know what? You can even hand stitch this. Let's do that. That would be cute. I'm going to use a little bit of art glitter glue, I think, just to kind of hold it in a couple of spots while I'm stitching. But I think it would look cute if I did like a little blanket stitch in the red. Let's try. Yeah, Hazel and Carol are like, are you gonna do a studio tour? I'm like, yeah, I'll do a studio tour, but it's probably not coming until July because I still have a bunch of stuff I need to put up on the shelves and get out of bins. Okay, that needs to dry a little bit more. So in the meantime, let's get the little whale one done. Oh, the deli paper is, whoops, the deli paper stuck to the other side. I'm gonna have to cut some of it. So if you have a Vineyard Vines near you, go buy shirts and they will wrap it in the cutest little gingham whale tissue paper. It's just adorable. Man. I love their t-shirts. They're so soft. Not their like logo t-shirts, but they have just like normal t-shirts. All right. This kind of got stuck to the, oh, I guess I could have left it. Stuck down pretty good. All right. So I've got these cute little flower ones. It's adorbs. Little blue. What else I got? Oh, I've got a little navy heart. Oh my gosh, that's cute right there. Right there. You know what? I do need a little bit of pop of blue on here. I'm gonna have to go back and put that on after I stitch that. It needs to dry so I can stitch on there. All right, if I do something on the back of this, then it won't matter that the knot is on the back. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do like a little, some kind of flower on the back, maybe to cover over, or you could just stick it down on the page and you'll never even see the stitches. So then, if that's the case, let's see. I'm gonna use a little bit of Fabri-Tac. Or you could just faux stitch them. I could faux stitch them. Why don't I do that? Hello. All right, I need another needle. Oh my gosh, this one's really small. And I want some, I think I'm gonna do yellow. That'd be fun. Just a bright, sunny yellow. Are you having a sunny day, Gigi, there in Palm Springs? I have never been to Palm Springs, and I can't believe it because I love mid-century. I love mid-century furniture. I love the architecture, and I can't believe I've never been there. I even own a mid-century camper that I restored. I want to go and take okay, what am I doing? I want to go and take some automobile shop classes at our tech school here because, or vocational school, because I would love to buy a vintage like Woody van or something to haul my camper around in, or maybe like an old truck. But because I'm single woman and I'm traveling, you're traveling, I don't want my car to keep breaking down, and those, they break down a lot. So unless you know how to fix it or you have somebody with you who knows how to fix it, and I can't by myself. So Yes, I love yellow and blue too, Susie. Very classic. Very classic. So I was thinking about going up to the community college here, vocational school, and I was going to enroll and take some automotive classes. Does that sound crazy? I think it's wisdom, to be honest with you. And you know what? That's something that like my father never taught me. I always admire women that grew up learning how to change their oil. And my friend, I have a friend who grew up that way, and from when we were in our childhood, and she had to know how to do all that. And so her father taught her, but I was married to, I was married. My father was more of the executive type, so he didn't do that stuff, even though, and I don't know if you heard that part of my story. I don't know if Hazel and I talked about it, that my parents were both in the film industry. And when they got married, my mother left the show business, and my dad didn't. He stayed in, and then moved us to where he could have a job in the city, but then we could live in the country. Okay. Both of my parents, city folk. It was like Green Acre. My mother had the crinoline dresses on, like I Love Lucy, and the heels, and they moved us out to a 20-acre farm. And because my father produced TV shows, he, especially when he was doing the children's shows, he hold 1 second, please. Can't talk and do this at the same time. He would get things from the show, and everybody knew he had a farm, so they were all like, well, let George take it home. And so my mother would be home, and things would just show up on the farm, like a pony, because they were doing a pony giveaway, and my dad bought 2 of them, and so he had to shoot a commercial with this pony, and they ended up giving the one away, and then I got the other one that my dad purchased from the channel. And then another time, my dad was doing this TV. One of the episodes had where the chickens come from, and so they were filming the egg, and so but they had to make sure it was like time lapsed. And yeah, that was my mother, Zsa Zsa Gabor, to the T. Yes, without the accent, but oh my goodness. And wow, 95, that's hot. Woo! You're supposed to be cleaning your craft room. Well, clean your craft room. You could just listen to my story. And oh, Susan, that's your wedding colors. Pretty blue and yellow, which was beautiful. Navy, which that was beautiful. So anyway, my mother was home, and we had a what do you call that thing? A furnace, and because it was up outside of Boston. And so we had a furnace, and the guy came, and it was coal burning. So the guy comes once a month to deliver the coal. And my mother was upstairs, and normally the deal was he would just come, open up the hatch down to the basement, and then he would, shovel the coal in the boiler room. And so he comes upstairs, and he tells my mother, he's like, "Hey, lady, what do you want me to do with all these chickens?" And she goes, "What chickens?" So apparently, my father did the time lapse video. Well, not all the eggs hatched. So he used the boiler room as the I grew up in Sharon, so outside of Boston. So anyway, my my mother goes, "What chicken? What chickens?" So my dad didn't tell my mother because she would have a fit that things were starting to just show up at the farm, and of course she was the one that stayed home, so she was the one that had to deal with it. And anyway, so there were 100 eggs with baby chicks down in the boiler room, and he used it as the hatchery, which was pretty smart. But it was always something like that. So my mother, she always did the ladies who lunch or the coffee clatch, so I don't know if you remember what a coffee clatch was, but after the kids would go to sleep, I mean, not sleep, after the kids would go to school, and I was so much younger than my siblings, so 8 years younger than my oldest sister who just passed, but um, my my brother, I have another, there's 5 of us, but my brother is 5 years older than me, so he's gone and I'm home. And so anyway, she would have all the kids would go off, and my little brother wasn't born yet, and so it was just me. And one of the ladies would bring over her daughter, who is the same age as me, and then we would watch cartoons. Well, I think we used to watch Bewitched. We would make like a tent fort out of a bridge table. Well, anyway, so all the ladies would sit around the kitchen table having coffee and doing their thing. But they would be all dressed up, with their little fancy house coats, house dresses on. So, but yeah. Alrighty. So let's wait for those to dry. And now this is done. So I'm going to go in and with my pokey tool, I should probably be wearing a thimble right now. But I'm going to go in and this is where I think what would come in handy is, I think We Are Memory Keepers makes a whole, like a stitching, because this is going to be wonky because I'm just doing it, eyeballing it. But that's okay. I don't care. This one I'm going to put in my own journal. I know I used to watch Bewitched. Samantha Stevens. I just watched a documentary about her life, and there was so much about her I never realized that she was actually married to the producer. He was a lot older than her, which was very typical in Hollywood. I think it still is, but and I took a screenshot. I was watching, or took a photo of my television one night because I was watching an episode, and she was holding a Louis Vuitton purse, and and I thought, what? She's holding it really weird. Like she was kind of holding it up with her elbows crooked, kind of like this, and so it was always in the scene. She went to go see her husband, Darren, at the office, and then Larry came in or whatever. And so, but I was sitting there watching the documentary, and in the documentary, she was talking about how they couldn't get like funding and stuff like that for that first season. Nobody wanted to carry the show, and they would have sponsors. So I think I can't remember if Chrysler or Chevrolet or somebody was the sponsor. That's how Darren got his convertible. Anyway, the documentary was really good. So then then it hit me. I was remembering when she had that Louis Vuitton purse, which in the 60s, right? And so anyway, I thought, oh, I wonder if that was a sponsor who did her, like let her use their bag, but she had to do product placement in the show because it was just so obvious it was product placement. Alrighty. Oops. Well, I got the holes done. That's all that mattered. That glue is not dried. So here we go. I hope I'll have enough. If I don't, oh well. I'll tie a bow or something. So that's my little history lesson for today. Like story hour with Jonna. Oops, wrong way. Okay, there we go. All right, so I want to go in. I want it to go around, but I got to catch it. I forgot how to do the first one. Anybody know how to do the first stitch on a blanket stitch? I think this is how I do it. If not, it's going in my journal, so I don't care. I think this is how you do it, though. You do one stitch. What is happening? And then you grab it, right? And then you go under. Probably should have Googled this. Maybe I'll just go around. Okay, wait. Go under. And then I think you grab it. And then you go over. Or do you always go under? I think you always go under and then grab it. Anybody? I was so young, I wouldn't remember, to be honest. I was really young. My mother had a lot of show business friends because she did a lot of interviewing on her talk show. And I just remember we had a grand piano in the living room, and we always, on the weekends, my parents would entertain, and they always had music. My dad played guitar and banjo and the hoot nanny. And all right, I think it is. You go under there. Okay, I'm rolling now. So I was probably too young. I don't remember. My mother didn't talk about it a whole lot. Well, until she probably was in her 90s, she wrote a book and did an autobiography, and that's when I learned most of the stuff. And so she had gotten a lot of her memorabilia out that we never saw as kids, and she had Sammy Davis Jr. on her show, and you got to remember this was like late 40s, early 50s. But oops, I messed that one up. I don't know what I did. I messed it up. Shoot. Okay. I wonder if I can still do it without having to take the thread out. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I think I figured it out, but I don't know what I did wrong with that one. Because this one's... Okay, this is working. Wow, this is really tedious. This is tedious. This is a craft for... It's going to be cute, though. I'm going to put like a little bow here, I think, with the stuff when I'm done. But this is something you do when you're watching television. So this is one of those things that you're going to have to do after. So do it in stages, what I was trying to say. Do it in stages. yeah, so she had all kinds of photos of people that she sang with and stuff like interviewed and stuff like that. And we had no idea as kids because they never made a big deal about it. My mother never really she never looked back. Or she said she had no regrets, but I don't know. I often wondered because my mother definitely enjoyed the limelight. That was for sure. She loved being the life of the party. She was very outgoing, vivacious. Um, she just enjoyed life, and she had some hard times because my father passed when I was 16, and she had to raise my little brother and I by herself. And so, and they married later in life. My father was like 35, and my mother, I think, was 32. I'm not mistaken, or maybe 30. So back then, I was older. But he was a producer. No, he directed. He was a director at the. No, he produced and directed. Um, at the station where she had her show, and that's how they met. And she used to sign off and dedicate. They had a song that she used to do at the end of her show, and that was always her way of telling him that she was thinking of him. It was cute. And it was so interesting because she never married again. And when she was dying, uh, she she said, "Wait till your father finds out that I never remarried," because she was like 55 when he passed. So 56, something like that. And she had a lot of suitors, that was for sure, because my mother was beautiful. Um, and she looked amazing even at 95. Like people were shocked because she never told people how old she was ever. So funny. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tie the next one on, or you guys might be really bored. Are you bored watching me stitch this? But isn't that still is going to be just really cute. Going to be really cute. That's a cute way of stitching on a pocket. But definitely the trick is to use your little awl and go around and pre-poke, because you're going through a flashcard and you're going through the plastic. So yeah, let's see if this one's done. Now I want to do them all with that little blanket stitch. I don't want to do it with the sewing machine because it's just really cute with that little blanket stitch. It adds a lot, right? So this all being said today, I want you to get something out that you've been hoarding. Like, oh my gosh, I've got this treasure and I don't want to use it because I don't think they're ever going to come out with this again. Like it could be Cosmo Cricket, or it could be paper, or it could, what are some of my other old favorites? October Afternoon. Like, I don't want to use my October Afternoon because they don't exist anymore. And that kind of stuff. Or maybe it's some little like vintage treasure that you don't want to put on a journal or use, or a piece of ephemera that you don't think you'll ever be able to get. So I would say that you need to use it, because you know what? You never know what tomorrow holds, and it could all be gone, and then you never used it, and you're like, oh, or you spent all that money on your stuff and and it's gone, because I told you I had a flood and I lost a lot of things. Fortunately, all my vintage stuff was out in my garage because I had packed it up before I went off to Australia and for those 2 years. And so I had packed up all my vintage crafting things. So the only thing that really got lost was like my everyday crafting stuff, tools, not so much, but anything else. Yeah, that I lost it all. So I don't hold on to this stuff anymore. I'm not hoarding. I'm using. Hello. So, yeah, that being said, all right, people, I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to hop off now, and I'm probably just going to sit and watch one of you stream. Oh, let's see what you got there. Definitely a TV watching activity or something to do when you travel. Yes, for sure, Susan. Uh, October afternoon, I know. I just did a swap with plethora of paper. I just found plethora of paper, Mary, and she sent me you an 8x8 homemaker paper pad. Oh, nice. Yes, use that. Yes, Gigi, I saw your room. Use it. Use it. Use it all. So I hope you get out. I hope you do this. This was a lot of fun. Get some tissue paper out and get out your some shiny flashcards. Even if they have an image behind them, it's fine, but get those little shiny, you have some because they're so inexpensive. You can find them at every thrift store, and get those little shiny flashcards out and look how cute they come out. They come out so cute. Even if you don't put a pocket, you could just use that to write on because it's matte medium, so you can write right on the front of it. And if you don't have matte medium, use what you have. But I love matte medium. As you can tell, I've used that almost that whole bottle, and I just bought that a year ago, so I love that matte medium. And also go get a t-shirt from Vineyard Vine Store so you can get some of this cute tissue paper. But I did it. I used my 7 Gypsies. That was my deal. I've been kind of hoarding the 7 Gypsies tissue paper. So look at all this. Look at all this goodness that I have here. These are the napkins. I don't want to sit there. I'm going to cut around them because I don't want to sit and have to. I don't want to have to sit and. Okay, so Terry, because you beat me out at that auction with the Annette Funicello book. Did you ever do anything with that Annette Funicello book, or do you just have a collection of those books? Because I'm going to take it you are a Disney fan just because of your name. Although I'm getting ready to do my McDreamy McSteamy book with the Dr. Kildare book that I got anyway, so there's no hard feelings. But I have a collection of those. I have a collection of those Annette Funicello books in my camper, and I love to read them. They're fun. You did do something with it. Okay, good. I'm glad. So, all right. A book. Be on the lookout for the announcement on your post. Guess what? I'm doing a live craft and chat next Saturday with a special guest. Yay! That's awesome, Carrie. Yeah. So I don't, Carrie. Oh, Carrie, you have a you have the power to smoke. So you can put your link in the chat. Go ahead and put your channel link in the chat, although everybody here already follows you, but for the replay. Okay, are you leaving? Because I decide not to leave. I'm sit here and cut these out. I need company. I need company. What should I have for dinner? I have a grill. Okay, there you go, everybody. Go look at her announcement for her show on Saturday, and put up anybody else's shows too in the chat. And if you're a replay viewer and you've hung in here all this time for story hour and everything, you can pull down the chat. I'm going to keep the chat up. I don't think the chat goes live right away. I'm not really sure how that works. Okay, so when you do napkin collaging, if you don't want a wrinkly, just my one tip was to pat, 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 pat. If you live in a humid climate, I suggest getting a good matte medium. Like the Golden, they do not sponsor me. I wish they did. It'd be awesome. And then my other thing was that you had to use something that you treasure, and mine was this 7 Gypsies tissue paper. My tissue paper from Kiki K from when I was in Australia. Oh my gosh, I've held on to that for years. I got back from Australia in 2020, so there's that. So for 4 years I've been hoarding it. I'm going to have to use these scraps in a master board. I can already tell. I don't want to waste the scraps. Chicken and rice. You know what? I do have some chicken in the freezer. What do I put in the chicken and the rice? See, the reason, because when you make chicken and rice, it's probably got all kinds of yummy spices and stuff in it. When I make chicken and rice, it's just going to be like chicken and rice. Just saying. I'm not a fancy schmancy. I love to cook, but I'm not a... I don't eat out very much because I do have a corn allergy. So not to corn. I can have regular corn, but to processed corn, I cannot have processed corn unless I want to be really sick for a couple of days as far as like inflammation. But so I don't eat out a whole lot. I have to eat pretty clean. So there's that. Okay, what do we got? Ooh, who's having pot roast? Terry, I'm coming. I can get a quick flight down to Florida, right out of Memphis, on Allegiant. Save me some. I'll be right down. So I have a video coming up, I think on Tuesday, where I'm announcing a collab, an open collaboration hashtaggy thing. I've never done it before, but I'm jumping on the bandwagon. And so Tuesday, be on the lookout for that on Tuesday. Meg from Chasing Retro inspired me to start a hashtag for this, and so we shall see how it works out. My Tuesday thing is probably gonna be lives, because for me to be able to do a weekly thing, I'm like the worst. Even though that's what I did was film editing, I'm the worst. I have because I have like huge terabytes of external hard drives. I film. Yes, I do. But then I don't upload. Do you guys just do your stuff right to YouTube when you like do you just do it on your phone and then do it right to YouTube or do you edit on your phone? I'm just curious, or do you use an editing software? Now, see, I don't use my fancy schmancy editing software because I don't have time for that. But I'm just curious. What people don't understand too is that, oh, I don't want to throw out my Kiki K stuff. I'm going to use it. I'm going to do some kind of tissue paper masterboard. Yeah, that could be kind of fun. You use iMovie to edit and you do it on your Mac. All right. Yeah, I do the same thing. I do it on my Mac and I just use iMovie just because it's not very robust. So it's just, I just do basic editing on there. And it kills me when I put up stuff and I don't do like color correction, Adobe After Effects. Anyway, it's crafting. Clip Champ. Okay, I've never even heard of that one. Yeah, I have all the fancy Adobe stuff. Gigi doesn't edit. You just are perfect, so you don't need to edit. There are some people who are like that. No, they're not. Oh my gosh. I'm just curious because well, Carrie, you put out a lot of content. Do you just like mass do it or I don't know. I guess because I did it for a job, it's like, ugh. And then Hazel's like, Jonna, why don't you just why do you edit? Just upload it. Guys, I've done bloopers at the end of my videos, never telling anybody. And if you ever see any of the bloopers, you will see why I edit. Well, you guys saw, I'm just laughing because everything that could have gone wrong went wrong the day of that Mission Maker Impossible thing. If it could spill, it spilled on my desk. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So you guys see what happens. I have all kinds of craft-a-lanches and all kinds of stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's smart. I do one and I'm like over it. I am. I'm over it. So then I sit and I just do, I get with spurts. And I think, okay, so I do a lot of thrifty hauls because I've been thrifting a lot and I need to stop. And Gigi challenged me. Did it stop me yesterday at the estate sale? Absolutely not. But yeah. But her voice, I can hear it. I can hear it. And I can see her face of disapproval as I shop. But anyway, okay. But it's in my head, Gigi. I'm gonna try. I'm not. Oh, look how cute these buttons are already all put together right here for this sweet little daisy card. Oh my goodness, very sweet. Well, hats off. My hats are off to you, girl, because that's people don't realize it's a lot of work. I don't know how like these professional YouTubers really do it, but I guess that is their full-time job. They don't have any outside jobs. Because that would. But you know what? When I went to school for when I was in school for film, it was really interesting because I was older amongst a bunch of youngins, and they're so funny because they go to class. We have like the best instructors that are in the business teaching us, and they will go on YouTube to figure out how to do stuff instead of asking the teacher, asking our instructor. It was crazy. And I didn't they're like, everything I learned on YouTube. I'm like, what? So they were teaching themselves After Effects off of YouTube. I'm like, oh my goodness. I had to have, but I'm a tactile learner, so I'm not a good audible learner. So I did much better in class with the teacher there, so I could ask questions. I could see what he was doing. I was one of the ones that sat up front. Carrie, I right now am taking some time off because of the tornado hitting my house. And then it was just a series of things over this last year that have been happening, that happened. And I have been taking some time off, I had to build the house. Went through like 3 construction crews, and it was really a full-time job just to actually get into a place I could live in. Oh goodness. And yeah, so that I just kind of took some time off to get myself in, and I took a little bit of a mental break. The thing about editing is you have a lot of time crunches and you get no sleep, and I needed a little bit of, and then when that happened, and it was just, and when that happened, the tree falling on the house, but then last year when the tornado hit and took down the rest of it, before I could get it built, which was probably kind of good, but because my new house would have been damaged. Yeah, so I've been taking some time off. That's how come I get to craft. So it's a lot of staying up late, because you have deadlines, and I did I did more contract work, uh, so I would just get calls, um, and I'd just be brought in on team. It's fun and it's exciting and it's great for. It was great for me because I am easily. I like the challenge. I like challenges. I get easily bored. Hence why I do a lot of different crafts. Like I crochet, I sew, I jewelry make. I do a lot of crafting, so I'm all over the board because, and I will just go in spurts. And so anyway, so for me, it's a good industry for me to be in because it's very fast paced, deadline driven, sometimes ridiculous deadline driven, and I enjoyed it. Plus then you're in with a lot of creatives, which is fun. The only time I didn't enjoy it was when I had to do some like technical. They were technical interviews. Oh my gosh! And when you're editing, you have to listen to every word. And if they say you have to edit the ums out. You have to, they. Oh yeah. Anyway. But it was fun. It's a fun industry. All right, so I got that, and now all of these are done. And I think I'm gonna, instead of, if I could get all these done, I would have them all ready for my summer journals. Wouldn't that be great? Not that I'm doing that many. I'm using these in my Daisy and Doris journal that I'm doing for myself. I have a whole stack of that stuff. I love Doris Day, and so I'm doing that. And then we did this one. So I used up the Kiki K, but this is going to be so cute for my postal journal kit. I used up my beloved 7 Gypsies, and I did the little, I just bought these. They were sitting on my desk, and then I did the little birthday ones. But now I'm going to have to stitch all around, stitch on the buttons. Fun stuff. But before I leave, I'm going to do a masterboard with the tissue paper because I know me and it'll sit in a basket and I will not do it. This, I'm going to sit and I'm going to find you guys on some channel, whoever has some stuff I haven't watched. And I'm going to sit and stitch those up tonight and I will post it. I'm going to hold myself accountable and I will post it in my community page. And that will be my accountability. Plus, I have the little Martian who's like, get to work. And Gumby telling me, you can do it. I got to give myself a thumbs up. Thumbs up, girl. Thumbs up. So, all right, let's do a master board because I know I've got hard stuff right here. Oh, I can't sit for that long either. And I can't craft standing up. I've got a piece of white. All right. I have a piece of white cardstock. Let's get the matte medium out. See, right now, okay. Is my lighting on warm? Let me see. No, that's warm. That's interesting. Oh no, that's cool. All right. Okay, here's a little trick for y'all in film. Now my lighting in here is horrible, and why I have no idea why I have that. Like, what is that? I don't know why it's doing that. But here's a little trick. If you're using daylight, if you're using a window that you're filming by a window, then you want to put in your studio all daylight light bulbs because there's warm light and there's cool light, and technically there are some names for it, but that way it will help you. Aw, thanks, Carrie. That's really sweet. You know what? I saw on somebody's YouTube channel a long time ago that if everybody does like a thumbs up all of a sudden and you flood it with like thumbs up, it blows out the algorithm and then it sends it out into the YouTube universe and people will come in. And so we tried it out one night and it actually worked. And there were people that came in that I hadn't seen in a long time that actually came into the stream, and it worked on my friend's channel too. I was like, what? So I don't know if it's still that way. This was like a year ago, but it did work that night we tried because it went out to people I have not seen. So, and it's so frustrating because if you want to, it seems like I get the same 2 or 3 people showing up in my feed, and then I have to go and look for other people that I haven't seen for a while. So I was reading because YouTube did a whole thing about how they put out people's pages and engagement and blah, blah, all that stuff. And it was really interesting to see what they had to say regarding what they do. And it made sense why I'm not seeing some of my favorite people that I know I follow. Now, do I think if you don't watch these people, will they make you will they unsubscribe? Or that's my question. Like, if I'm not watching these people, am I no longer subscribing to their channel? Or how come, like, I don't know. I don't understand. Oh, I've got a ticket punch. These would make the cutest tickets. Just saying. Why when I do this part does the air come on? Like the air is coming on right now. It wasn't on the whole time I was sitting there talking to you guys. Polka dots. That's interesting. Well, let's see if somebody new comes in since you guys just did that. We shall see. Need to fill in this little blank space. I guess it means because people are engaging with their content, which means you're putting out then good content. I'm thinking that's what it said, if I remember correctly. And also, you know what I've never done? Well, I've done it like for my friends that are like, is share someone's channel. And I've done it like for friends on my phone when it was something like, you know, that I thought they would like. But that was another thing that I guess the YouTube algorithms look at is how many people share your content. So I found that really interesting that you should share it on your channel. I didn't know about that, and I just learned that. So now when I watch you guys, I will be sharing. I love this little whale. So cute. Let's see, I don't want that over that color. Okay, I can't tell what's the right side up. I think that is it. I don't like it over the aqua. All right. I gotta clean my scissors. Yeah, it's just cardstock. I'm just doing that on cardstock because I think what I'm gonna do is, it's like this probably 60 pound. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is punching it out and making tickets or labels or something. I'll use my punches because I think they'd be cute labels. Or you could do like do the outside and then put like a little label on it, you know, to write on or something. I think it'd be cute. Oh, jazzy. Oh, that tore right exactly where I needed to tear it. Remember, pat if you don't want wrinkles and you don't want to tear. Pat, pat, pat. And then you can go over it if you want, but you don't have to. I don't like that right there. So I'm gonna come in. That. See, I didn't pat right here when I put it down, so I've got a wrinkle, but that's all right. Now I've got this color and that color, but I don't want all this white. So See, this would sit on my desk in a pile in a little basket if I didn't do this, because I don't want to throw it out, you know, because you can use it. That would be my theory or my reasoning for having it sit on my desk with all the other stuff. Now, I am good about cleaning up my desk after I work. I am good about that because I like to have a clean desk when I come back the next day or 2 or 3 days later. And I have glass doors on my studio, which I did on purpose because I have a lovely view of the lake from my studio. And but I did it on purpose because it made me keep my room clean. So it makes me keep the room clean, pretty much. So if you're Messy Marvin and you want a challenge, take the doors off your room. Make your room cute. Interesting. I've not heard of CapCut. It must be an app for your phone. But I'm not a big, like, I don't use my phone for a lot of stuff. It's too small. I don't know how. I know that a lot of the young people do a lot of, of course, we couldn't use that in film school. We couldn't use our iPhone to film or edit or anything like that. It's not. But, and it was so funny because that was like the first day. They're like, yeah, don't use your cell phone. Check out the video cameras from, they had like a checkout where they had stored, you could check out all the film equipment. And all the youngins were like, oh man, like, so. Okay, I need to add some more little polka dots in that space right there because it's too much white and not enough of this. Oh man. Now I'm saying I'm gonna have it right next to each other. This reminds me of Twister. These little polka dots. Do I have any more of these little polka dots sitting around? Nope. Okay, I do have this. Let's see. I have some of this napkin, which I won't use that over there, but I'll use probably that is the size of a flashcard. So I'll just add in some napkin there. All right, now I'm getting too fussy. Oh, use it on your computer. Okay. Hey, whatever you're used to doing, right? If you know how to do it and you like using it and it's easy for you, I say kudos because it's a lot of work. And so Susan, your show that you do for your news, your junk journal news thing, what day is that on? Like, what day does it come out? Okay, I need just a couple more things. You know what? I think I'm going to put these on cards because I know if I don't do it, I need, oh, I know. I see some little scraps on the floor. All right, I can use that there. Sundays. Okay, that's what I thought. I was going to say it's Sundays, 6 o'clock. Oh, you're on my time. Where are you located? I need some crafty friends. Does anybody live near Memphis? I know Carrie's somewhere, but she's not close. But she's like in a state near me. Because I can tell from her accent, which I love. Plus, I got a package from her when I went to her live sale. Okay, I got one little patch. And you know what? I don't like this piece right here. Shoot. Well, I think when I punch it, it'll be fine. I need one last little piece. What do I have that I can just tear fast? Idaho. What? What? Why did I think you were in Florida? Did you ever live in Florida or were you always in Idaho? Okay, I'm losing it. I don't know why. I thought maybe because of your name on here and you're a Disney fan. That's what I was thinking. How do you like that? This is the one thing I'm not happy about. But I think if I just, once I punch it, once it dries and I punch it, like, okay, then what I'm thinking is I've got these, yeah. You ever have something and you know you have it, but then when you go to find it, you can't, like, I put it here somewhere. That's a bow. Which, wouldn't that be cute if I did a bow? Bow punch. I'm looking for my ticket, though. I sworn I had a ticket. Could have sworn I had a ticket punch. Maybe I'm dreaming. I think I'm dreaming. I don't have the ticket punch. I thought I had one. I thought, but you know what it is? It's a little tag punch. Not a ticket. I have a tag and I have a banner and a bunch of squares and a bunch of circles. Okay, let's see. I've got this one, but that's not big enough. Let me see. I got that. So that would be cute, a little label. But what I was thinking was then taking, like, do a label in a label. That was my thought. Okay, can you tell I was bored one day? I fussy cut all these out of a Teresa Collins piece of 12 by 12 paper. Yes, I did. So my thought is, is this dry to where I can punch? Maybe this very first one. My thought is I punch it, right? And then I do like a little label inside the label, like that. This is my thought. That's how I was going to use that master board. Always Idaho. Okay, let's see. East Texas. Well, Texas isn't very far. If I have an event, let you know by Saturday. All right. Okay, Carrie was not leaving. She said she's going to BRB. I'm getting caught up. Sorry, I was looking for something. But this is my thought. I'm going to do a label within a label. That's how I'm going to use that tissue paper master board. So because then you could take like a little roller stamp, like a little roller date stamp, which I have 40 million of those, but because now I'm talking about it. Hold 1 second, please. This is my thought. Let me see. I know I have like a little Tupperware. I'm still here. Okay. Sorry, I have a container full of organized things. So I've got like my roller stamps. These are the 5x7. And I used to have a ton, well, I have a lot of vintage ones, but these are not. Although they're getting to be because they're getting outdated. So, but what I end up doing is I just cut, like this one, I just cut the year off. And I just kept the date and then the saying because I love this one. It was Amy Tangerine. It says photo op documented travel log. It has a pencil. How cute is that? Where's the pencil? Oh my goodness, the pencil's super cute. All right, may have to do that from there. Let me see. Oh, let me get some ink. Okay. I think I do the speckled egg. I'm going to do monotone here. I need to put this in this or that is going to dry out really fast because the air is on. And I'm going to just do the pencil because I want to do some pencils in the sky. Like a little, just the pencil. You guys aren't going to see this. I can just, because I can barely see it. So maybe I want to do pencil. Wow. Okay, that's really light. That's too light. Maybe I will do it in, what else do I have? I have this gray. That would be pretty. I am so down a rabbit trail right now. But I want to do like a little pencil pointing down. And then I will do the little saying. Documented. That's good. I documented this. This is the only issue is that you get it on the rest. Now I got to see if it's right side up or upside down. Documented. Oh my gosh. Okay, then I want to put, what's the date today? Is today June 1st? June. I'm going to put this in my, I'm going to put this in my my journal. Now, how does this work? I gotta stamp it because oh my goodness, it's upside down. Okay, I gotta stamp this just to see how it does. Okay, June 1st. There we go. I got it. Wow, how'd that happen? Okay, let me get this off of here, off of there. This is where those little triangle ones. Oh wait, I don't want documented. What am I doing? I just want the date. Okay. Yes, we will. I stop and pray right at the moment. My baby sister just called, need to come back, say a prayer. So, Father, we just come before you. I thank you, Father, that you are in the room with Kiki. I thank you, Lord, that you will give her the words of what to say and what not to say, that you are her inspiration, Holy Spirit. You come upon her, give her the peace that surpasses all understanding right now. I thank you, Father, that you are in the midst. Your word says that you are a wall of fire about us and your glory is in our midst. And so right now, Lord God, just surround Guy where she is. Let her feel your presence. Let her baby sister feel your presence in their conversation and just be with them. I don't know the situation, but I know you know because you know all things. You are omniscient, God, and we praise you. We give you the glory. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. Let's do this. Documented. I think I'm going to put it up above it. I mean, June 1st, not June 10th. June 1st. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to staple that in my to document today in my journal. Yeah, so I don't throw my roller stamps out when they get outdated. I just cut the year off. Cut the year off. Because these were not cheap. Okay. I feel like it needs a little something something. Wait, I'm gonna put on some enamel dot or sequin. Ooh, I've got these wood grain sequins. Oh yes. Aw, you're welcome. So I don't know what's happening with what's going on, and you do not need to share it if you don't feel like it. Okay. Oh wait, maybe I'll use. I think this might be a little too big. Even though I love the wood grain, I think I'm gonna have to go with this gold sequin. But I know that Father God is bigger than any circumstance. He knows all things. He has the answer to all things. And he turns and works all things for our good. So I'm believing and trusting that every situation that they're going through, that God is going to work all things together for his good. They're good. And that they will be in the center of his will and the center of his plan for their lives. And if she doesn't know him and doesn't know Jesus as her Lord and Savior, I pray that in this circumstance that she gets to know him and that he makes himself real and he shows himself to her and reveals himself to her in a new way. And if she does know him, then I'm praying that she experiences him in a new way, and that it deepens her walk with him, and that she will rely and trust on what she knows. And if you brought her up in the way that she should walk, in the ways of the Lord, she will not depart from it. That's what the promise is. Amen. In Jesus' name. Powerful name. Name above all names. Okay. So that's what you can do with your master board. You can make a label on a label. Okay. Let's see. I do want to do these last two napkins just to get it off of my desk. And I'm just going to make two more of those little flashcardy things. I am gonna do a collab, an open collab that I'm announcing on Tuesday. So just because it's like something that I've been having fun with, and I'm addicted. And I'm sure, and I've kind of noticed other people are doing it, using the same thing and going, what's very interesting about art and the community of art and any art, whether you do scrapbooking, card making, whatever, it goes in trends, and we get inspiration from each other, but it really does go, you can notice there's like trends, right? And how something will come in and everybody's doing it and all that stuff. And so I've just kind of noticed that there's a lot of people doing this, and I think we need more inspiration out there in using it. And also, I want to have a place where we can just, if you do that and you love it, then I want a place that we can see what everybody's doing. And then you don't feel like, because I feel my friends, they think I'm like 12 with some of the stuff that I do. They're like, how old are you? You do what? So it's fun to have community, and you can find your community that has the same love. And so that's kind of why I'm starting it, is because I want to see who's out there that has the same kind of love that I like. If there's anybody out there that feels the same way and is older. Have you ever, you know what? I never looked at the analytics before, ever, on YouTube. I've never looked at my channel analytics. I don't care. That's not what drives me. But anyway, I couldn't decide on when I wanted to post some of my stuff. And so I just went on to analytics just to see something. And I was noticing who watches the channel. First of all, it's 100% women, 100%. Isn't that fascinating? And then not only is it 100, so I don't have any guys out there, but it's 100%. And then it's all women over 40. So if you're 40 and over, which I find really interesting. So what is that? Like boomers, and what came before boomers? And I know there's like millennials. If you're 40, are you considered a millennial? I'm on the cusp between a boomer and whatever that next one was. So, oh goodness. Look at me, just using up the stuff on my desk. I'm so proud of myself. If no one else is, I am. I think these are dry and I can just punch away. Gen Xers, that's the next one. Okay. Have you ever looked up your analytics? Have you ever looked to see what makes up your audience? I find it fascinating. I had no idea. I'm like, where are all the crafty guys? We shall see. So is it Boomer, Gen Xers then? Okay, so you did look up viewers. So it's Boomer, Gen Xer, then Millennial, correct? Is that how it goes? So you looked yours up and it's women, mostly women over 50. Interesting. The only thing I couldn't find that it said I could find was like what hours they watch. I have no idea. Because have you ever noticed that YouTube kind of pushes you in, like when you go in to do your video and it says when you want to post it, it automatically sets it at 12 a.m. the next day. So I don't know if that's like 12 a.m. the next day. Yeah, that would be like if you're posting it at 11 o'clock on Tuesday, it will show up in an hour later. It'll show up and be posted an hour after you posted it if you posted at 11 o'clock at night. So I don't know. I find that really interesting. So I didn't know you have a small male presence because your husband watches. That's so funny, Susan. Oh gosh, go hubby. Yay, hubby, for the support. I guess I could get my brothers to watch. Then I'd have 2. Well, I'd have 4 if my nephews would watch, but none of them did. Yeah, this isn't their thing. They'd be like, what? The hours is under the analytics tab, then select audience and scroll down. I did that. Maybe I need to update. Yeah, I know you can change the time it releases, but the reason why I went to look to find out in analytics, because you can look up to see when your audience, you're supposed to be able to look up to see when your audience watches your channel. And I would like to know that, because why would I post it at midnight if most of my people don't watch it until like 9 o'clock? Why am I rushing to get it out there, right? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna love that. It's got Daisy and gingham. Yeah. Oh, this one's gonna be cute too. This one is just going to be a mishmash. I still like it. Oops, so curled up. Sandy! Hi, Sandy. Okay, girl, I'm mad at you because I'm not mad at you. Because you were like, you know that fairy book that you showed? I'm like, oh my gosh. You know how long ago I videotaped that? I had to go and look to see what book you were talking about. Oh my goodness. How are the sheep? How's Mr. Wilhelmina doing? Do you have a live sale this week with Hazel? I'm asking a lot of questions. I'm just like rapid fire questions. I found it, but you know what? It's coming. I'm doing a live sale with my, I don't know when yet. Her mother hasn't been feeling well, so she's been kind of doing that. So I've been taking a bunch of my books and I've been putting them in a pile, and I'm going to do books because I have way too many. Well, I guess it's all perception. And she has all that vintage fabric, lovely fabric. Oh my goodness. So this would be cute doing a little gingham heart here now. Come on. Oh, sorry. This is going to rock the whole table. Maybe I should do it on the floor. Because I still don't have a good... Sorry. I'm rocking the table. Okay, your live sale is on Wednesday. Oh, you're doing 2 nights? 2 nights this week? Fun. Hubby is out golfing. Nice. I did not know he golfed. That's cool. Okay, seriously, look how cute these little gingham. Oh my goodness. You know what I might have to do? Oh, that would be so cute. All right. Hold one second. I have to do this while it's inspiring me, or you know what? I'm going to forget. Hold one moment. I need to punch another one. Let me see. Maybe I'll do like a pink and a. I don't want to do pink and blue. I'll just do 3. I gotta. Okay, hold on. Sewing machine. You're not gonna be able to see this, and it might be a little loud, but I've got to do this, or I'm not gonna. I won't remember. Okay, I'm gonna line it up in the middle. I'm gonna try anyway. Where is the middle? There it is. Oh my goodness, I need tweezers. I need tweezers. I think that's the middle. It's off. It'll be okay. Oh wait, it is off just a tad. Okay. Now, turning it on helps. Is it on straight stitch? It is. Alrighty. So I love doing this with things, but you make like a little chain with your punched pieces. And you can like staple it on a page and have a little dangle. So fun. If you've never done that, you should try it. So, okay, look, so I'll just do it on this daisy thing and show you. And you can take it and you can, it's even better if you're not going to tag it down on the page and you just want to have it dangling, if you glue 2 pieces together, because right, it rotates around, but it's really cute. And you can just use your little tiny attacher and sandwich that thread in there, or you could just stitch over the thread again, but I'm just, for time's sake, just gonna tiny attach the thread in here, and I'm going to take it and maybe tie a little knot or something. Well, that was a terrible knot, but isn't that cute? So it just hangs there. So that's kind of fun. I know. I love gingham. So cute. And I would so wear a dress made of blue gingham, but I don't want to look like Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. Just saying. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah. This was a haul I just did. I just did a haul, and I kind of separated the buttons out, and then these were on my table, and I thought, oh, you know what? I need to use them on here on these. So, yeah. Fun little colors. Look at, I've never seen like the brown and tan ones in a flower. I thought that was really unusual to see brown, like a tortoise. I thought that was kind of interesting. Anyway, but they're fun colors. And then there's like a black heart. So, all right, let me go back to punching. So now I have that little idea done. I love to, when the inspiration hits, sometimes you just have to roll with it, or then you just will, I'll forget. I'll just forget. It's just as simple as that. But now I have it. Tell her about the buttons from the estate sale. Well, okay, I'll do better than that. Let me show you. You're going to get a peek because I haven't done the video yet. But because you're in here for a lot, wait until you see this thing. I don't even know if I can fit it under my camera. We're so going down a rabbit trail. We're so going down a rabbit trail. But since you're some of my closest friends. Okay, first off, before I show it, I first saw this and I thought, oh my gosh, I just love this tin. It's pretty amazing. So it has like this, some kind of factory. And then it had rivet patents, 1890 and 1886, 1892. It has a hammer. Here are all the tools necessary for driving and clinching this rivet. And then it's the Thomas slotted cincher. So I thought, oh, this is like the coolest, fun tin, right? And when I picked it up, I'm thinking, oh, there's just rivets in it. Then I found this. And so I was like, what? Okay, these are all, look at these. Okay, do you guys like buttons? Because I won't show them if you don't. But, okay, look at these cut mother of pearl. Aren't they beautiful? And then there's some like really old little tiny buttons on some kind of fabric that they just tore the fabric off. But these are some old buttons in this box. And there's some bone ones. There's some not so old. I think they just kind of chuck some plastic ones in. But look at these. Look at these fabric with the little flowers, the little black with the little white flowers. Oh my goodness. These are shell. These are, I mean, seriously. And there's some in here that are bone. Look at this one. This is like hand cut. But the whole thing is these are all mother of pearl or bone, and that's a rock. But look at this one, how they drilled it in at the two holes at the top. Like a sequin kind of a thing. I'm not really sure. And then there's like some fabric ones in here that are some kind of, I don't know, some kind of texture-y bits, but I haven't really gone through. That is off a shell button off of some kind of striped. Okay. Well, anyway, so I found this. I don't know what this is. This is like some round metal, heavy metal thing, but it'll be good for rusting. And then it had a bunch of buttons just attached to it. It has these things. You know, but the whole thing, and it had some really cool beads. These are glass. Look at these. There were some in here. I thought they were like little tiny marbles, but they're glass. Little glass. These are glass buttons. And then look at these little itty bitty tiny glass ones. These are glass. Oh my goodness. Like this is glass. This is glass. Okay. First of all, I probably would have paid $8 for the tin, which I picked it up because I was thinking, oh, it has rivets in it, but I love the tin. I thought it was really cool. Okay. So there's that. Put these little rock collection in there. Then I turn and I see this sitting on a chair. And I'm like, I know exactly what this is. I told the lady that was up in the room. And I said, I guarantee you there are buttons in this Danish butter cookie tin. I don't know why the Danish butter cookie tin always had buttons in it, but I got to show you how deep this tin is. I don't know if you can see how deep that is. All right. You see how deep this is? This is $15. This is the one that I left behind. And then I made my friend take me back. Like immediately we turned around and I ran up the stairs and went and bought it. Look at all the old buttons in this thing. Oh my goodness. There are just like, there are the coolest. This is glass. Look at this. It's like a moon, kind of, I don't even know, like a opal almost, but it's glass. Isn't that cool? Oh my goodness. I had the best time going through. There are some amazing buttons in here. There are so many. Look at this. There's several of these. These are cut glass. My hands are a mess because I've been working with glue and stuff. Sorry. Can you see that? That is cut like crystal, cut crystal buttons. Oh man. Look at this one. This is shell, mother mother pearl. Look at that. These are stunning. Like I don't like so I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with them. Look at there's an anchor one. This thing's heavy. Oh my goodness, there's two. These are heavy. Wow. Okay, this one is more like this feels like shell. Huge shell ones. Oh, this would be good on my patriotic journal with that funky star. Kind of neat. But it just goes and goes and goes and just really look at this. Came off of some dress. It's blue with it's like a from the 1920s. It feels like that 1920s fabric. But I don't know how to describe what that stuff was. But there's a bunch of those in there. There's a lot of Bakelite. These are all baked. This is Bakelite. Oh my goodness. So, oh, there was an old military. Look at this one with the 4-leaf clover. That one's kind of cool, huh? Oh, I'm definitely using them. Are you kidding me? Yes. Look at this one. This is horn. This is horn set in metal. Look at this one's heavy. But there's an old military one in here because my friend was in the Air Force and he said this one's kind of cool how it's like cut all different ways. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I got up there. Look at that. What's that? That's cool. Some kind of drop. That's old. It's glass, I think. I don't think it's stone. These are bone. That's a bone of some sort. That's glass. So there's some plastic ones in here, but because they probably just threw them in here. This is some kind of wool. Not that, but this right here. It's like felted or something. It was green, I guess, like a hunter green. Oh yes, I'll definitely use them. There are just like itty bitty tiny mother of pearl, itty bitty baby ones. Here's another glass. Look at this little small glass one. It's like a dish, or you know the cups you put on your furniture when back in the 70s. That's bone. That's bone. Oh my gosh. Look at this one. This is fun. It's square. That's fun. This is glass. Oh, that's stunning. Look at this one. Do you know how long it would take me to use all these buttons? Yes, I'll use them, but still, I mean, how can you I think what I'm going to end up doing, because I know there's a lot of people that do like, look at that. I love that. I know there's people out there that do costuming, or they need period, like they make period piece clothing and things like that. And I may, um, the ones that I have like multiples of that I think they could, look at this one. This is interesting. This one's really interesting. I don't know what that is. It's like, I don't know if you can see it. It kind of almost has a glow to it. I thought this was a great deal. There's thousands of buttons in here. And I mean, they're like, this is leather. That's leather on wood. Oh, I just saw a little token. I don't know what this is. Something commission, Mississippi, sales tax token. Why do they have sales tax tokens? I wonder if that is. I'm going to look that up. Not interesting. Crystal bead. Anyway, but I'm thinking like people that do like things that are more of the period pieces that I have. Like this is old because that's on an old button card. So this is that's definitely Bakelite. I did a whole, that's some kind, oh that's some kind of like bone or antler. That may be like antler set in metal. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. So if there's like matching stuff, like these bone ones, these matching bone ones, like stuff like that, somebody who does costuming would use that when they're doing period costumes, like unusual, like the unusual ones. Like these are unusual, I think. And that on a coat, I could see this probably like on an epaulette or something. That's interesting. That's like metal and something else and on glass. I don't know. I don't know enough about but like that. Like anyway. So that's my share because you're my friends. This is what I ended up getting. And I just can't believe ooh, look at this one. Oh, it's like a flower on there. I don't know if you can see it, kind of hard to see. Oh my goodness. Okay, not to change this. Okay, oh my gosh, I went away for a few minutes to answer a call and came back to Button Heaven. Yes, it's definitely Button Heaven. That's what I was sharing. I was like, this is what I went back to I went back to get this. So I got all these buttons. It's in a huge Danish butter cookie. And even the tin is really kind of cute. Huge Danish butter cookie tin. And I thought I was pretty excited about this one when I got it. This was $8. This is full of like really old buttons too, and I was happy with this purchase. And then when I saw that there were buttons in here, I didn't even open it. So I just kind of walked past it because I thought, it's probably like, just a sewing kit or whatever. So I didn't even think about even opening it. And then the lady said, "Oh yeah, there's buttons in that." And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "I figured because it was the Danish butter cookie, and I don't know why that was a thing, but they used to do that." And so anyway, I I left with my friend, and I was like, "I need to go back and get that button can. I really am thinking I need that button tin." And he was like, "Why didn't you get it when you were in there?" And I'm like, "Well, because it was $15, and I already bought a bunch of stuff." And so anyway, I said, "Do you mind turning around?" So we turned around, we went back, and I got it. So it was there. And the lady goes, "I'm so glad you got it." And it's full of old buttons. And when I opened it up in the car, I was shocked because it is all old buttons. Not like old mixed in with new. It was so much fun. So anyway, I'm going to have to wash them apparently because I'll have to be really careful with the ones that I wash because it's really dirty. Okay, what's Sandy saying? Not to change the subject, but I've had a question I keep forgetting to ask you. When you have a drill to drill a little hole in trinkets to make them into dangles, what do you use to drill the holes with? I have a Dremel tool, and I did a video where I was showing how to use it. I'll have to find it. I can send you a link of the one that I use. I don't know if it's in my Amazon list or not. I'll have to look. But I have a little jewelry Dremel. So I think the butter cookie tins were something everyone always had, and they were reasonable treats to buy. Oh, that's why everybody had them. Yeah, because it's like a thing. I was watching this little miniature maker, and she recreated. Okay, let me see if I can find them. If you love trinkets, oh my goodness, this girl, they've got a museum that's all filled with every kind of trinket you can imagine. Do you know who I'm talking about? She's from Portland, and I think Portland, is she in Portland? Oh, yeah, I think so. I can't remember. And then I just started following her a couple months ago, and then her and her husband or significant other or something like that, she did a Kickstarter to raise money to take her little museum on the road. So it was always fixed in a house, and then she did a Kickstarter to buy a trailer, and then now she's taking her little trinket thing, little, on the road, and you can go in and you can do flat lays. Like, you can go and you can touch everything in her little get up, in her little museum thing. Oh my goodness, but it's coming on the road, and I'm like, I hope it comes to Memphis because I want to see it. So let me see if I can find her. I follow her on Instagram, and I forgot what it's called, but if you love trinkets, you need to see it. And you need to be here, hint, hint, for Tuesday. So, all right, I'll just announce it. So I'm doing I'm doing a hashtag collab, open collab called Tuesday Trinkets. Show me your trinkets. So what, and then I want to do a swap. Like, I want to have like a little trinket swap. I think it'd be so much fun. So on Tuesdays, I have some upcoming videos, and then I'm asking you to show your wares and show your love of trinkets, how you use them, how you display them. And it starts day after tomorrow is the first day. And I'm hoping that all you little trinket lovers within the junk journal community will join in and show me what you have and show me how you use it, and we'll just get inspiration and help and tutorials and flat lays, and oh my gosh, it'll be so much fun. Yay, Sandy. So it's going to be hashtag Tuesday Trinkets. See what happens when you come to my lives? I just spill the beans. I just spill the beans. I spill everything. Okay, so let me see. Uh, all right. Because I've had so many people ask me, because I like ask me where I find them, how I source them, where I source them, and how to make them into charms. I've had so many people ask me questions, like DM me and stuff like that. And I know there's a lot of trinket lovers out there. And I mean, a trinket could be something as big as this, and like how you would use it, or it could just be something like this random tax coin. Like, what is that? But anyway, so if you love it, join my hashtag. It'll be fun. Join the collab. Okay. So I'm looking for my Instagram app. I notice when you don't use the apps that it actually comes off the phone. All right, now I need to find her. Hopefully she's somewhere in my feed relatively. And if you don't follow my friend Lisa Just Stitched, oh my goodness, you are missing out. She's got the cutest bags, and she's using that Melody Miller milk carton fabric that I love it. Oh my gosh, I love her. She is as wonderful in person. I just love her. Um, this is another fun one to follow. If you don't follow Barbie Vintage Retro Fun, this person is so talented. It is amazing. And like she builds out most of all her miniatures are all handmade. And she does little videos. So if you don't follow her, is Barbie underscore vintage underscore retro fun. Her Instagram is like just amazing. Okay, so hold 1 second. I will find this thing. Okay, this is interesting because I have some. Oh, look at this ad for the cat. A cat walker. It's in like a little front of it. Can you see that? I know my ring light is on. Don't know. Can you see this thing with the cat inside of it? Like seriously? Oh my goodness, that's so funny. All right, sorry. I'm totally man. How come you know what? I would find her. Okay, my friend Kathy Holden is put up a flat lay today. I can't find it. I'll have to post it. But anyway, they did a Kickstarter and they raised the money to get a trailer and put it um, all in a trailer, and they're taking it on the road. So they finally gutted it. They fixed it all up. They did an awesome job inside. It looks like Sherlock Holmes would live in there. It's like very, what do they call that? Dark, moody kind of a vibe. Like, and she's got drawers and drawers of every single little thing you could ever imagine. And people have sent her stuff, and she has a little club that she does, and it's so much. She's really fun to follow. I wish why it okay. Have you guys noticed Instagram? It's like for every 2 posts you get an advertisement. What is up with that? It's like 2 people you follow and then an advertisement. I wish we like YouTube and you could go to your history. Well, I can't find it. Oh, and the other thing is Rebecca Hoot is doing, I don't know if you guys follow Rebecca Hoot, but she's an artist and she is doing a free summer camp of Candyland theme, and she's on YouTube. It's REBECCAHOOT. She is very colorful and whimsical and fun, and she is having a free camp. She's the one I did the spring swap. I joined in on her spring swap. And speaking of swaps, I hope you have signed up for Carol's swap, people, the Christmas in July swap. I missed it last year. I'm super excited about it because I'm in. I can't wait. Of course, I have like 4 tubs of vintage Christmas stuff. I probably need 100 swap partners. Because I really don't do a whole lot of, I'm so busy in December that I don't do a whole lot of, I've tried doing the daily, December daily. I don't know how many times. Can you believe I've been on scrolling through this whole time and cannot find this woman? But anyway, seriously. So is anybody doing it? What? No, I don't think it's too late for the swap, Gigi. I think, isn't it over, like, it was either to June 1st or June 11th. I thought it was signups were till June 11th. No? It was either June 1st, which today is the 1st, so get over there, sign up now. Go over to Crinkle Path, sign up. Do you think it's too late? I signed up. We'll post on the Makers Market. Cool. I need to go sign up for a Makers Market. I've noticed on my my posts don't always post right away. Sometimes it takes 2 days. No, I don't think you're in IG jail. It takes that long to post? Do you have some kind of filter or something? That's crazy. Okay. So I can't find it. This is so, oh my goodness. I follow this one lady and she makes all these little like ponchos for her chihuahuas. And I used to have a chihuahua and he passed away a couple of years ago. And he lived to be 18 though. He's the best dog ever. He wasn't your typical chihuahua because I raised him with cats. So he never barked until he had to, and when he was 2, I had to take him to the vet and he learned how to bark because there must have been a barker in there. So he learned how to bark, which is very unusual. But everyone who ever met my chihuahua, his name was Oliver, said that he changed them and their opinion of chihuahuas. Oh my goodness, I quit. Okay, I cannot. Just because I'm talking about her. Let's see. Let's see if IG hears me. Trinket, trinket, trinket in a traveling camper. Traveling camper. Let's see if it comes up. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm getting every granny square maker on earth. Okay, let's see. Okay, cool, Sandy. I'm glad you're in the swap. Yay! Did I not look it up right, Gigi? Now you're making me curious. Okay, Hasbro just came out with Barbie Play-Doh stuff. Oh my gosh. Are you getting excited about it? Okay, seriously, there's an ad for these couches. Look at these couches. They have like poodles on them and it's like part of the couch. Look at that. It's a big white fluffy with a big poodle head on the back. You know who needs that? You need that, Gigi, for your house. That's so retro. 1950s. The poodle. Get a black couch with a black poodle head. Oh my goodness. I could just see your minimalist husband. Honey, look what I bought for our living room. Oh, okay, Carrie. Thanks for stopping in. You have a great week too. I'm so upset that I can't search for this person. Why not? Like, I don't even know how to search. I guess I could just, I don't even know how to search for them because I can't think of their name. I can see your minimalist husband. My wife has truly lost it. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, I'm going to hop off because apparently I can't find them. If I find them, I'll put it in my community post because you guys, if you live, well, there's so many of you that live on the West Coast, so you may be able to catch their museum, their trinket museum tour. It's it's incredible. But anyway, you can go when you buy a ticket to go see the museum. You go in, you do a flat lay. They take a photo of it, professional photo. She has like a photo booth. They do a professional photo of it, and then you get a photo of your flat lay using their stuff, and then you don't have to go back and put all your junk away because she wants to do it because she wants to make sure it's put back properly. But anyway, so all right, guys, it was fun. We didn't. I mean, I got them all covered, and I got one kind of stitched, and then we just went down rabbit holes, and then you just pulled all the things out of me. So anyway. Just fast when yeah, bye Sandy. Anyway, so I got one almost done. Almost done. I just have to finish stitching. And I'm gonna do the whale one too. But I think with the pocket on the front, um with to put a photo in there, that would be really cute too. Oh my goodness. Because then you could see the photo. So all right, try again. I gotta put it in there because then I will remember to do it. To do it. Hold 1 second. I'm pulling out all my vintage photo box. Sorry, that was really loud. So I have all these little photos, and I've got some of these ones, which isn't really the right era. But if you could do little mini cabinet cards, they fit in there perfectly. Look at that. So if you did something that was more vintagey, like this, like the Seven Gypsy one that I did, like or pattern paper, oh my gosh, and put that on there in the pocket, that would be really cute. And then you could still see it like a photo holder, but am I in frame? Yeah. But yeah, that would be really cute. Or if you had a really pretty back of the cabinet card and you stuck it in that pocket, that'd be a great way of still seeing the, can you imagine? And then you could do like a little bit of crochet stitch around that. Oh my goodness. Like tatting. But then you could still see the photo and you won't ruin the integrity of these little mini cabinet cards. So it's a good way to use the newer flashcards, because the newer flashcards are already available. But let me see if I have some cute 1950s photos. I think I have some. Let me see. I got some small. I love this photo. Okay. Somebody help me come up with a caption. Look at this photo right here. I need a caption for that one. I just love it. I just love it. Oh, thanks, Susie. Oh, thanks, E. Thanks, guys. It was fun. All right, so here's one. And then you just put her in there. How cute is that? Look at this little old one, the bathing beauty that she is. So I've got a series coming up that, oh, look at these little tiny like church ladies. This would be a good size right here. Same era. This is more like 19. Like one of these in there, the little church ladies. That'd be really cute too. I don't know if you can see that because it's stupid glare from that light. As much as the ring light is nice, it's a curse. What did I just hear you say? Anyway, but have fun, and just know that when I'm watching your videos, I will be stitching away. I will be stitching away. Doing the blanket stitch around these things, all of these cards. Although I may do like a little mini crochet around this one. I think a little mini scallop crochet around this one would be super cute, to punch the holes and then go around and crochet it with a tiny little like tatting, almost like a tatting needle, a tatting hook. So yeah. So just know this is what I'm doing. But anyway, thanks guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for the thumbs up and the share and the follow and all the good stuff. Even though I've been on here for 3 hours. And some of you have been here the whole time with me, and I appreciate it. And I will see you guys soon. I feel like I got nothing accomplished in 3 hours, but no, I got some things accomplished. I made one card, half done. It was fun hanging out with you, though. Bye. Yeah, I got that. I got that it was the caption. Thank you so much. See you guys later. Bye-bye.